Well, the ALS Ice Bucket Challenge, proof that something born on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram can bring awareness and huge results. There I am taking part. Again, this challenge paved the way to raise $100 million as my staff doused me. And again, all for a great cause. But now we're seeing another challenge gaining some traction. This one being dubbed the Muslim version of the Ice Bucket Challenge. It's called #Burn ISIS Flag Challenge. My colleague, our correspondent Yasmin Basugian, looking into this. So what is this all about? Is it that simple? Burn the flag?
No, the hashtag started in Lebanon with Muslims outraged over ISIS. The challenge is simple: burn the ISIS flag. Now, this video from YouTube has the caption, "I nominate the whole world to #Burn the ISIS Flag Challenge. You have 24 hours, go." It's gotten more than 100,000 views. And on Twitter and Instagram, we're seeing more and more people talking about the challenge. But unlike the ALS Ice Bucket Challenge, participants do not donate money. So what's the point? I want to bring in senior editor for the Islamic Monthly, Arsalan Iftikhar. Arsalan, thanks for joining us. All right, I want to bring up some images that we were looking at from Lebanon where this all started. But here's the catch. These people are not actually burning the ISIS flag. Instead, the flag reads, "There is no God of terrorism." Now, the main line on the ISIS flag reads, "There is no God but Allah." So, Arsalan, what is the significance of this difference in the flag that those Lebanese people are burning and the ISIS flag?
Well, Yasmin, the original ISIS flag has the Islamic Declaration of Faith, which says that there is no God but God. It is the central Islamic creed for Muslims worldwide. It's similar to, a flag that would say Christ is King for Christians. And so essentially what a lot of people are doing in this Burn the ISIS Flag Challenge is they're changing it so that it doesn't desecrate an Islamic holy symbol, but it actually desecrates ISIS and the message of ISIS. And I think what's really important for your viewers to keep in mind is that, for decades, we've seen images of, Muslims and Arabs in the Middle East burning the American flag, and that's sort of an image that has been seared into our heads. But it's important for Americans to also know that Muslims on the street, categorically condemn ISIS, and so they're trying to use that same methodology of burning a flag so to push back against this narrative that, it's a clash of civilizations, West versus Islam, that we Muslims are as opposed to ISIS as anyone else.
Arsalan, I want to read you some tweets because this has got a lot of people fired up online. So Sebastian Usher says, "Admire the sentiment, but is #Burn the ISIS Flag Challenge the most self-defeating campaign ever, playing into ISIS hands by burning Shahada?" And they're referring to the statement that's read on the ISIS flag. And then someone else says, "For those who complain about #Burn the ISIS Flag Challenge, I understand, but what's more insulting to Allah and Prophet? Killing in their name." So a lot of people are fired up. It's two sides of the issue. Some people support it, some people don't. So what is #Burn the ISIS Challenge, Flag Challenge, going to accomplish ultimately?
Well, I think it's average Muslims on the street, from Tehran to Saudi Arabia to Pakistan to the United States, essentially helping to reclaim our narrative on social media. These people, can go out there and fight ISIS themselves, and so what they're trying to do is they're trying to push back against the narrative that somehow Islam is intrinsically linked to violence or extremism by saying that we Muslims condemn terrorism so much so that we want to symbolically burn this flag of ISIS. And I understand that sentiment, and again, I think it helps to show average Americans and average Westerners on the street that, again, not only have the #1 victims of ISIS been Muslims themselves, the vast majority of people killed by ISIS have been Muslims, but that we are, again, as opposed to terrorism as anybody else around the world.
Arsalan, I have one more question for you. Is it okay, I think a lot of people are concerned about the fact that, is it okay as someone who's non-Muslim to burn this ISIS flag and saying that we don't agree with what ISIS is doing? Should they feel comfortable in doing
it's all
that?
about the... Yasmin, it's all about the intention of the people. I've seen a few people who have said, not only let's kill ISIS, but let's kill Islam and Muslims. So, again, you're going to have a few outliers there. I think ultimately the sentiment is an anti-ISIS message. It's a message against extremism, against violence, against terrorism. And I think that's why it's important for Muslims to, reclaim this message, because it's people trying to speak on behalf of our name and our religion to say that we will not have terrorism committed in our name.
Arsalan Iftikhar, senior editor of the Islamic Monthly, and my friend, thank you so much.